at the past. Li'ot et hanolad. Look at the past to see the future. Because that future is going to determine whether you're going to Gan Eden or Gehenom. Let's not misunderstand that. It's Gan Eden or Gehenom. There's no in between. It always was. And this is what I believe we're failing at miserably when it comes to the situation in Boca Raton. And we're not going to spend as much time as we did last week on this issue, but there's definitely a few things that people must understand about this situation. Because people ask me, why are you doing all this? I haven't slept in over a month. The Brit Milah of my own son I was barely able to pay attention to. Non-stop trying to call different rabbis, different places, trying to put every energy, every ounce of energy that we have to get people to wake up and see this is a Chilul Hashem, to see this is not allowed, to see that this should not happen, to do everything we can to stop it. What do I care? What do I care so much? That anybody, some people went against me. They saw last week's lecture. They say, oh, you're saying Lashon Hara. Oh, you're Rasha. Oh, you're this. Oh, you're that. A few people. Most people, Baruch Hashem, saw the truth and are supporting and are even doing even more on their own. But nonetheless, there's definitely a few naysayers that are saying the opposite. Am I getting extra money from somebody? No. In reality, I get hurt more than everybody else about this. I live there. I live in the community. I've been going to that synagogue for 2.5 years. I now have to move. I dread moving. I don't think anyone actually likes moving, but I actually hate it. It's a big waste of time and money. Money I care less for, but time I do. I have to move now. I'm not earning anything out of this. There's no money, there's no fame. I only get problems because of all this. Why am I doing all of this? Because the problem is much, much bigger and riskier and more dangerous than I even mentioned myself in last week's lecture. And I believe that very few actually see it. Because Rabbi Goldberg is not a regular rabbi. He's not your average rabbi that's leading a kehillah of 50 or 100 families or 50 or 100 people. He is leading one of the biggest kehillot in America. It's almost 1,000 families. On top of that, he is an Av Bedin, the head of a Bedin. There's 2 major Bedins in Florida. He's one of them. Florida is bigger than Israel, practically. He has control over a significant part of that. He's not your average rabbi. He's very well known. He's very well connected, whether it be government or different types of things. It's a likable guy. I don't have anything against him, despite what anyone thinks. I think he's making a horrendous Chilul Hashem, a horrendous sin. I don't have anything personally against him, though. I hate the sin, not the sinner. Whether it's this sin or previous sin, the point is, this is a problem. I didn't have a problem with him before that. That's why I went to him personally, privately. The problem is not me against him. It's not like I don't want his job. Even if they offered it to me, I wouldn't want it. I don't want to be a rabbi of a kehillah. I never did. I never want to be. Not that I'm even qualified. But the point is that it has nothing to do with anything. It has nothing to do with any self-interest. It has to do with the only thing I could say that I maybe had in the business world that was better than some. that made me a decent businessman. Decent. I was able to see the future. I was able to see tanulad. Not obviously the future like prophecy, chas v'shalom, not a prophet. But I was able to see what is going to happen as a result of certain things happening before even though certain things happened. Whether it's predicting markets or marketplaces or consumers or laws or so on. Nothing's changed. The fact is that because Goldberg is such a big rabbi, bringing Matthew Kelly, a well-known missionary that no one can doubt now because we even have a video online with him saying, I'm a missionary. And he's training missionaries and he wants to change the world. You don't undo a missionary. You don't put missionary on hold. You're always a missionary when you're a missionary. And even Goldberg himself had a lecture a few years ago about Christianity, saying himself we have to distance ourselves from missionaries, from people that are idol worshippers. He said it himself. He maybe forgot, but he said it. Now, because he's such a big rabbi, this is a big deal. If he was one of his little guys, if he was Shabtai that works there, I wouldn't even care. I'd try. I may be mentioned in a lecture, or write a letter or something. A day, 2 days, I'd finish. Because he's affecting himself. No one knows who he is, bichlal. And no one knows the keilah. It's a small keilah. But when you have an Av Bedin make something, you have yourself a serious problem. Because every lenient, modern Orthodox, semi-Orthodox, sometimes Orthodox, this Orthodox or that Orthodox or Reform or Conservative or whatever. Every single shul in America, at the very least America, if not the entire world, will see that a missionary came to a shul, but not just any shul. They came to a shul run by one of the top dayanim in America or in Florida at the very least. And they're going to use that as a heter. They're going to use that as this is allowed. And what you're going to have is you're going to have Matthew Kelly and his compadres swamp all of America and pretty much do a tour of every single synagogue in America over the next 6 to 12 months, Hashem Erachem. Why? Hey, the Dayan did it. It became halacha. It became halacha. If I did something like that, no one cares who I am, bichlal. Hey, he's crazy, he's a mishugah, he's a fanatic, he's a this, he's a that. Who is he, bichlal? They're going to mention 1.5 million things about me. But when you're Av Bedin, you're a Dayan, you're politically connected. Moses, same thing. It's like we got on Mount Sinai to bring missionaries to synagogues. It might as well be. So even if Rabbi Goldberg is very confident that no one in his keilah is going to be affected negatively by Matthew Kelly and his missionary tactics, he still can't do this. Number one, it's against halacha. And we've proven that even from his own video, aside from our own. But aside from that, his keilah is not exactly as strong as he says it is, because I've already overheard several people asking about Christianity over the last 2 years of being there. Having interest in Christianity already in the last 2 years. And last but not least, are you really going to take a risk with 6 million Jews in America? It's a good question.